Welcome. My name is Sarah Nelson. I am a yoga teacher and yoga therapist. I am currently located in Portland, Oregon. I work mostly with individuals and small groups with people dealing with things like anxiety, chronic pain, insomnia, and depression, and using the tools of yoga to help relieve some of that suffering. I came to yoga about 20 years ago with anxiety and panic attacks. And while yoga didn't cure my anxiety, we live in a really anxious, anxiety producing world. It did give me tools to help better coexist with it and a better perspective. And yeah, so I live a pretty joyful life. I want to acknowledge that yoga itself comes from India, what we call India now, and it's thousands of years old. It's a very rich, deep tradition, and it encompasses so much more than what we do here in the West. So just gratitude to my teachers and the teachers before them. A couple things that would be great to have on hand today. So we're doing a chair practice, and we're going to start with some rolling of the feet. So I have a couple options. We got a tennis ball, any sort of ball. People have lots of different kinds would do. But if you don't have a ball handy, you can just use a can of food. So hopefully you have one of those things. A comfortable chair, like a dining room chair. This is a folding chair. Probably is ideal, although you could do the practice on a couch or a cozy chair as well. So we'll be doing some gentle movement, some breath work, and some visualization. And we are looking to engage the parasympathetic nervous system, which is the part of our nervous system that turns on the relaxation response. And just a little bit of science behind that. So our brains have what's called neuroplasticity, and they can change. We can change our brains even as we age. And one of the ways we change them is by creating neurotags. And neurotags are when you do something over and over and over again, so that then it just kind of becomes second nature. So we can use this to our advantage by learning to turn on parasympathetic nervous system, the relaxation response. The more we do it, the easier it is to do it when we need it. I recommend practicing this both when you feel like you need it, but also when you're feeling really good, so that you have that, that you're creating that neurotag in your brain. So yeah, a couple things. We will visualize pain-free movement before we actually do the movement, and just know that you can always choose to continue to visualize the movement without actually doing it. Science shows us that visualizing the movement creates many of the same benefits as actually doing the movement. They did research with athletes who had been injured, and during their recovery, they imagined themselves continuing to train, and they came back better than they were before. Take a break whenever you want, and move at about 40% of your ability. So our society always wants us to move at like 100, 110%. That kicks us into that sympathetic nervous system. And so more of the anxiety and pain and go, go, go. We need both parts of our nervous system, but today we're working on engaging parasympathetic. So we'll start with the belly breath, and then we'll move to rolling the feet. So maybe you rest your hands on your belly. It's optional. Maybe a few exhale sighs here. And then, so for the belly breath, on the inhale, we relax the belly. Belly moves out towards our hands. Exhale, the belly moves back in towards the spine. We're not sucking it in, it's just naturally moving. If you can, if your nose is unplugged, it's great to breathe in and out through your nose. So as you continue your belly breath, I just want to mention we're obviously not breathing into our bellies. We breathe into our lungs. Our lungs stop about where our ribs stop. When we do the belly breath, it's believed that we're creating a little more space for the diaphragm to pull down, bringing more air into the lungs. Notice if your shoulders have tensed, allow your shoulders to relax, allow your jaw to relax. Nice. And if you're holding your belly, you can let your hands rest down. Let's grab that ball or can, and we'll roll the feet. So I'm going to just set my ball down here by my right foot. And then really gently rolling the foot. So I'm not pushing down, I'm just gliding the foot on the ball. You might have spots that are extra tender in the sole of your foot. If you have that, just either avoid those spots or be extra gentle. We don't want to be creating extra tension in the leg and hip. So if this feels too intense in any way, you can just imagine yourself doing it. So one of the reasons that we roll the feet is to nourish and hydrate the fascia. The fascia is the connective tissue that runs all throughout our body, including on the soles of our feet. And it is actually possible that by rolling the soles of our feet, we can create a little more mobility and less tension throughout the body, up the leg, maybe into the back even. We'll take a pause here between sides. Let that foot rest down. See if you can notice, and maybe you can, any difference from foot to foot. So the foot I just rolled, I would say it feels maybe like a little more spread out, like more skin is touching the floor. And you might notice that, you might not. We'll head to side two. Noticing how this foot feels. And I think it's obvious. If you have the can, you're just gonna roll, same thing, roll the foot on the can. The benefit of that can is it won't roll away across the room. Nice. Getting all the way to the heel as well. Again, watching for those spots that are really sensitive. Notice if you're still breathing. And then we'll let that ball move to this side. We'll bring that second foot down on the floor as well. Notice the connection. And we'll just do a little visualization here for a moment. So we've rolled out the soles of our feet. Now can we imagine that we have roots growing down out of the soles of our feet, deep into the earth. Notice all that good, nutritious soil. Take a moment here. If there's something that would be nice for you to receive from the earth, maybe some stability, some nourishment. Imagine that that's coming up those roots, up into your feet and legs, your torso, your arms, your hands, all the way up into your head. If you have anything you'd like to release into the support of the earth, you can release that. any anxieties or worries. Feeling that connection to the earth, but also to all the other roots. All of us doing this practice. Nice. If you've closed your eyes, you can open them. We'll start some gentle movement. So, like I said, we'll visualize it first, starting with your left ear, remembering that 40% of effort. Imagine your ears coming down towards the shoulder just a bit, and it's not going to touch the shoulder. To touch the shoulder, you have to lift the shoulder, and you want to keep your shoulders relaxed. Decide if you'd actually like to try the movement. Nice big breaths. Shoulders relaxed. Nice. When you're ready, if you've gone down, return to center. Our bodies are asymmetrical, so things will feel different on different sides of the body. First, imagine that right ear coming down in the direction of the right shoulder. Imagine the left side of your neck stretching out a bit. And then if you'd like to, on an exhale, the ear just leans over in the direction of that shoulder. And we breathe. Nice. On an inhale, the head comes back to center. We'll pause here. We'll do some shoulder rolls, and I encourage you, if you can, to, once you do the movement, try and move within a range of motion where you're not getting the crickly, crackly pops in the shoulder, even if it's small. So first, just imagine you roll the shoulders up and back. Pain-free, noise-free movement. If you'd like to give it a try, go ahead. We'll do maybe 3 rolls up and back. Take a pause. And then we'll come up and forward. And you might just imagine yourself doing it first. And then allow for 3 rolls up and forward. Nice. And coming to center. So I want to introduce another breath. This is a shh breath. So like shh. The shh breath is nice. It extends the exhale. So that always helps to engage the parasympathetic nervous system when your exhale is longer. Also creates that little noise, that shh noise, which some people, that is also relaxing to their nervous system. So that may be the case for you, and it may not be. That's whatever it is, it's fine. So you can do it or not do it. We're going to move our hands and arms a little bit. We're going to move them, do the movement just on the exhale. And I invite you to try the shh breath. And so I'll do it once. You can watch and visualize. I'm starting my hands at center. I'm inhaling here. And then I shh. As I move my hands out in any, to any amount that feels okay in my body, I inhale here. I shh as I come back in. So as you're ready, either visualizing or doing the movement, inhale in stillness. Exhale to move. Inhale in stillness. Exhale, hands come back towards each other. Continue to move with your breath, remembering that you can take a break whenever you want. Also know that while we're working in that 40% of effort, maybe 40% for you today is a little wider, a little higher. Maybe it's a little smaller. When we coordinate our movement and our breath, we're helping to focus the mind. When we choose what to focus the mind on, then the mind has less power over dragging us along with whatever stories it wants to tell us. My mind usually wants to tell me about something dumb I did. And it's not especially helpful. One more if you've got it in you, otherwise just rest. Nice. Hands come down. Relax the shoulders, relax the arms. Notice if you need to wiggle a little bit. I'm going to just turn towards the side so that you can see my spine. We're going to head towards a little bit of a seated cat-cow. So you should stay forward on your chair, but just so you can see the movement here. So oftentimes we do this in yoga on hands and knees, but we can easily do it on a chair as well. So visualize as I do it. Inhale. I'm going to let my heart move forward. My pelvis tips forward a bit and my gaze comes up a little bit. That's my inhale. My exhale, maybe it's a shh breath. As I round, I'm going to let my hands scoot forward on my legs a little bit. Maybe my hands move as my breath moves. Come back to that 40% of effort. Allowing the nervous system to feel safe as possible. Moving with your breath or visualizing moving with your breath. So on different days, 40% might look different for you. Notice if you can be okay with whatever it is today. A lot of times when we compare, that causes suffering. So comparing what other people are doing, comparing what I could do last week or last month or 10 years ago. Just be here now. In your next inhale, just come back to a neutral spine. Take a pause here. Notice how your body feels. So in yoga, we like to try at times to get in all the different movements of the spine. And so that we did flexion and extension. I'm going to do a little side bend now. And so side bend, I'm keeping both of my hips on the chair. My sitting bones are on the chair. Just like kind of lean my whole upper body over from side to side. I'm going to move on the exhale. So I'll inhale here. Exhale. Keeping my head in line with the rest of my spine. Inhale here. Exhale back to center. Inhale here. Exhale side two. Inhale here. Exhale to center. Maybe do one more to each side, moving on the exhale. And as we do this, I'll let you know the reason we are moving on the exhale is that the exhale is the part of the breath that is associated with the parasympathetic nervous system. And so if you have a movement that you're doing that's causing some pain, if you do it on the exhale, potentially it'll create a little less pain. Maybe it does, maybe it doesn't. Just notice for you. Let's come into some little gentle circles as you're ready. Relaxing the shoulders. You can make your circles as small and slow as you want or as big as you want. When you're ready, we'll reverse the circles. causes any dizziness or anything, you can just imagine doing the circles without dizziness. Nice. Inhale to center. The last movement of the spine I want to get in is a twist, a real gentle twist. So let's have our hands at our heart center. The reason we're doing this is so that we're not pulling or pushing our spine with our hands. So inhale here, sit nice and tall. We'll twist on the exhale, but maybe just visualize it first. I'll show you where I'm headed. I'm just gonna exhale as I twist my torso any little amount in one direction. I'll inhale there and I'll exhale back to center. And then we'll go to side two. So visualizing first and then doing inhale. Exhale to twist some small amount, whatever feels good, whatever is about 40%. Inhale here. Exhale back to center. Can your hands and arms be relaxed even as you hold them together? Inhaling here. Exhaling to your second side. Inhaling here. Exhale to center. Let's do it once more to each side. Yeah, just move with your own breath. Pausing for your inhales, moving on your exhales. And you can always rest and just imagine. Nice. Perfect. Release your hands down as you're ready. Maybe you wiggle out your hands a little bit, rotate the wrists. Yeah. Perfect. Let's lengthen one leg. I'm going to start with, we'll say this is your left leg. I'll mirror you. So lengthen your left leg out some amount. We're just going to roll that ankle a few times in one direction. And then a few times in the other direction. Nice. And then there with that leg extended, on the exhale, we're going to drag the foot back in. So I've got my heel down. I'm exhaling. I'm dragging the heel. The top of the foot comes down so that it comes back in. So you may have noticed that can engage your hamstrings. That's a little hamstring strengthener. We'll do it one more time. Be gentle. Inhale. The leg comes out. As you exhale, dragging the foot back in. Nice. And then relax. Let your hips relax. Your legs relax. Lengthen your right leg and do some ankle circles here. Going in one direction and then the other direction. And then we'll drag that heel back in, knowing you use your own judgment to how intense that drag is. We'll lengthen the leg one more time. We'll do it again. Exhale, you're dragging that foot back in. Perhaps feeling some engagement in the backs of the legs. Nice. Take a pause here. Okay, so we're headed to a breath practice now. So in yoga, there's a breath called Nadi Shodhana, and it's in English we say alternate nostril breathing. And in yoga class, we often do it, we plug one nostril at a time. We are going to do a version where we just imagine that we are breathing in and out through one nostril at a time. We're actually going to sense it in our whole body. So just so you know, this practice is based in that alternate nostril breathing, but it's a little bit different. It has many, if not all, of the same benefits. So I'm going to scoot back on my chair a little bit. I'm ready to relax. If you have shorter legs like I do, you need the floor a little closer, you can always put something, books or something under your feet so that your feet can rest down. I'm going to close my eyes. You can leave your eyes open, whatever's comfortable. And we're going to start by just noticing the left side of your body. So as if your right side doesn't exist, just notice the left side, the left foot resting on the floor, the left leg, the left hip, left side of your torso, the left arm, the left hand, the left side of your face. Notice anything, any sensations, any coolness or warmth on this side of the body. Notice any feelings of energy. And then imagine that you could just breathe in and out through just the left side of your body. Some people visualize that they're breathing in and out through their left palm or the sole of the left foot. You could just notice the air moving in and out of the left nostril. Breathing in and out as if just through the left side of your body. On your exhale, release the left side of your body. Bring awareness only to the right side of your body, as if only the right side exists. Notice your right foot, your right leg, your right hip, the right side of your torso, your right arm and hand, the right side of your face. Notice the temperature, notice any tension just in the right side. And then imagine you could just breathe in and out only through the right side of your body. Nice. On your next exhale, return to the left side of your body, letting the right side go. Imagine you could just breathe in and out through the left side of your body. Nice. On your next exhale, let go of the practice completely, breathing normally in and out through both sides. Notice the effects of this practice. Now we're headed straight into a relaxation. And so if you were at home, you had a second chair, you could put your feet up on a chair or a table. If you're on a couch, you could lay down. Getting as comfortable as you can here in your seat. And then we'll just notice, release any areas of the body that still have some lingering tension. Checking in with your jaw, allowing a little space between your teeth. Let your shoulders relax as much as you can. Allowing the feet and legs to relax. Perhaps imagining that the collarbones could actually move away from each other, creating a little more space at the front of your chest. Allowing your forehead to unfurrow. You can stay like this as long as you'd like. Um, if you would like to end together, then I offer you the option to rest your hands one atop the other on your heart space, to feel your breath moving under your hands. To think of something that you're grateful for today. I'm so grateful that you joined me for practice today. I'm grateful to the Bateman Home Center for having me. Thank you so much. Have a lovely rest of your day.